Well, good evening. We are live from the UK and across the world, of course, on all platforms. So if you're watching this evening, you are in for a treat because I've got one of the top women's wrestlers in the UK. She is here finally. It is Leah Raven, the Empress of Anarchy, on episode 195 of Stu's Wrestling Podcast.
Lovely, amazing. Finally got there, didn't we?
Absolutely.
Finally got there.
How are you doing? I know you've been away for a bit. How are you feeling? How are things with you?
Amazing. One thing I have said before the weekend is I'm glad I took that time out. 100%. I've gone in and I was nervy for like my first show. Nervy like I'd never wrestled before. But now that I've got that one, it's just a whole drive again. I just love being back in a wrestling locker room. I love being back in a wrestling atmosphere. But me personally, I've never been as good as what I am now.
Amazing. Now, you are still the Odyssey champion, women's champion, of course. 486 days. So coming up for 500 days. I bet you can't wait to get back there.
I was currently there. That was my return this weekend. And we still have her. She's amazing. She's just a gorgeous little belt, isn't it? Yes, 486 days and counting. That is officially like I'm just so honoured to be back. Honestly, the atmosphere was amazing. The welcome back was amazing. I just don't think I would have had my return anywhere else.
The Morecambe crowd as well, because I know
it's brilliant.
I obviously I'm very friendly with RPD, of course, so I know.
Yes.
I know how fond he is of it. Yeah, what is it about there for you personally? What is it that you love the most about it, being wrestling for them?
I'm not going to put anywhere down. Like, everybody has heart in wrestling. Like, if they're watching your match, they have heart in it, and I feed off energy. When you're at Morecambe, it is just a whole new atmosphere. Like, they are invested. They're chanting every minute of every match of the whole show. It's real in Morecambe is what we say, and it really, really is 100%. It's just amazing.
I'm just going to bring in some photos as well, of course. Obviously, you've said in this graphic here, worldwide for bookings, you want to get out there, don't you? You want to go further afield, of course. I know you've wrestled up and down the UK. So, just where would you like to go? Who would you like to wrestle? Who you haven't wrestled? Because I know you've wrestled all the top ladies within the UK circuit, haven't you?
Some, not all. Some. I don't usually plan. Simon will tell you, I don't plan big goals. This year, I've kind of come back and go, you know what? Why not? But I would like to go over to America. I would like to go over to Australia. I had a debut at ICW last year in Scotland. I'd love to go back there. But in terms of people I haven't wrestled, there is a list. I do have my own little list. I just don't tend to post it. One of them on there I am doing next weekend. So I am very much looking forward to that. Amira as well. I would also like to face Amira. Me and Amira have never crossed paths in a ring. OTT women's champion, Raven Creed. I think that would be a challenge as well. If we're going just off the women, there's a couple for you. But I'm just so keen to just get back into it and just face as many women, males, females, everybody. Just everybody I haven't wrestled, everybody I have wrestled, because I could wrestle Lana every day of every week of every month of every year, because she always brings out something new. Just when I think we can't do anything anymore, she proves me wrong. So she's someone I would wrestle over and over again. Holly Barlow, she's returned to the wrestling team recently. I had a triple threat with her and Lana this weekend. And I'd love singles. Absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing. Just like women's wrestling is it's been hot for so many years across the world, but it's great it's great to hear from you that, there's just so many more to face, and different match types, different styles.
Absolutely.
That must be the ultimate for you personally.
Yeah, absolutely. And Simon's just put Rio as well, because he knows she's on my list. Absolutely, that she's on my list, and she has been for a couple of years now. So
I want to ask about you getting your start as well. I know obviously your first matches were in 2022, but like
yes.
getting your start in the business and training, how was it initially? I like asking about this to the guests.
It was very much unknown for me. I used to box before I came into wrestling. I did charity boxing and I started with MMA. I had my first ever MMA cage match in 2022. But there's just nothing like wrestling. And every time I do dabble back, so at the start of 2022, I dabbled back into the MMA for my cage fight. I just want to keep coming back to wrestling. There's the atmosphere, there's the way it works, your whole body. Like there's nothing that challenges you mentally and physically any more than what wrestling can. Training, it's just like when you first look at it, it was like, oh, okay, I can do that. Yeah. No, you can do cardio every day in the gym, and the second you start running in a ring, your gas tank is screaming. So the ring cardio is definitely a thing. But yeah, I think looking back at how I was to how I am now, yeah, it's mental. Training is so different, and I'm very different. But yeah, it was just I didn't know anything about like the indies, because it sounds bad, but I only ever knew of like WWE. So that's what I watched growing up as a kid. I didn't know it was here. So when I started wrestling training and going to the shows here, I just found how big it actually was, and how each thing branched out, and this was connected to that, and it's just so much bigger. And I think I still will come across something I don't know now. It's just so big, bigger than anything I ever thought. So I'm still learning now. But yeah, in terms of training, it was the toughest thing I'd ever done, and I fell in love with it. So I got injured back when I was training, and I kept coming back and coming back and coming back. So it shows that, yeah, I just want to be here.
The desire was there.
Yeah,
there was
absolutely.
desire to do it. Yeah, couldn't knock you down, could it?
No. The one thing I have said, so I'll back me up, it came from an idol of mine. The second I start to not feel nervous or not enjoy it is the day I stop. Undertaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Do you know what? Let's pull the photo up as well of the big man. Unbelievable. Now, Si spoke to you about this when he was on last year when you both met him. But just how was it to meet your idol?
They always say never meet your idols. I disagreed with this statement that day. I couldn't wipe the smile off my face, but I was very much adamant that it was going to be a lookalike. To the second I got to the door, I was just like, if this is a lookalike, I'm going to be so miffed. And I got in there, and he turned and just went, "How you doing?" I was like, he's real. But yeah, he went to shake my hand. My hand just disappeared. Like there was no handshake. He was just holding my hand. I got to show him pictures and footage of me wrestling. Got to tell him he was the inspiration behind a majority, if not most of it. He is just a humble human being. He couldn't believe that he was inspirational to somebody, and that shocked me. Because surely to God, you see what everybody says. You know you're a legend, surely. But no, it was just, it was amazing to meet him. I look at how his brain works. I watch his stuff, and I've done that ever since I was little. It's all been Undertaker. So to actually meet him in person and be able to show him what I'm doing now was incredible. It was beyond a dream.
It's been my dad's favourite. My dad doesn't watch wrestling now, but when I was a kid, early 90s, and when he was walking the tightrope, that used to be my dad's favourite, honestly.
Yeah.
Like he said, the man of that size to do it, but my dad, And all the times we've been over to the States to WrestleMania, I just wasn't able to get tickets for the meet and greet at Access, which I was gutted about because I wanted my dad to meet him. But you are so fortunate to have met him.
Oh,
It's just
incredible.
incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
No regrets.
So cool. So cool. And we've got, obviously, you were saying about ICW. I'd be remiss if I didn't pull this photo up as well. Because we've got Drew, big Drew. What, just, how good has he been? How good has he been? You know, he went.
He's fantastic. A funny story about this photo. Because it was the midnight show. So this was at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I'm really nervous, especially with the debut for such a big company. I literally like, I'm really nervous. Okay, and I'm there. I'm like, right, I'm gonna warm up, gonna do this. And I remember someone saying to me, "You've got it. You're good." I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good." And they were like, "You've got this. You're fine. Like, you're absolutely fine. You're just gonna go out there, do what you normally do." Drew McIntyre, Grayson Waller, and one half of the Street Profits walk up the stairs, and I just lose my mind. I'm just like, I thought you said it was going to be good. They went, it's okay. It's okay. They're not there. And I was like, I've been upstairs. I know what's up there. So I come back. I tried to go outside for my match. And as my music hits, I nearly fall off the stairs backstage because I'm so nervous. So I'm just trying to keep it together. I'm just like, come on now. Pull yourself together a bit. But yeah, my tunnel vision comes through and I loved every second. Completely forgot about it. Come backstage as Drew come down the stairs and he commented of the superplex off the top rope I took. And I was like, could not speak. But yeah, that's where we ended up having that photo.
Amazing.
After a conversation with a superplex.
Met him years ago, 2013 it would have been. He had to sign my Everton fan card. That was funny because he's a big Rangers fan. It's like, Drew, I've got nothing on me. It doesn't matter. He says, but just give it me, I'll sign it. But yeah, just from coming back, I know he's been back in WWE for years now, but it just what he did, you know, coming back there, it's just been fantastic. I'm elated for him, you know, because he did well in TNA. He had a good run there as well. You know, he got himself over, got better on the mic, I felt. You know, they give him mic time. Just the feuds he's had. Him and Punk last year was my feud of the year.
Oh, it was brilliant.
It was the best feud I felt just really across the year. And obviously it was meant to be Punk and Seth, wasn't it? But they were put together because of the injuries and what have you. But yeah, what a man. What a man. And he's just so cool. He's incredible, that man.
He's really good.
You can't say enough about him, but yeah, definitely. And there is another photo here as well that I've got to pull up. There was one with Trish. I'm sure there was. Yeah. At the Full of a Wrestling there with the Future Shot Gold with Trish, who's just been in the Royal Rumble a couple of nights ago, 3 nights ago. And just meeting Trish. How was that?
Yeah, brilliant. I met her and Leah at the same time. So to have two of the women that built like what I'm doing now, it's just it was amazing. But yeah, me and Trish had a good chat. We did the Trish pose. We did all of it. That day was really. That day I really enjoyed that day. When I got there, Cody Rhodes' theme song had just come on. And everyone was just chatting. So you can imagine a convention really busy. And then as it dropped to go, whoa, everything went silent and everybody screamed it. And I was just like, oh, wow, that's really good. But yeah, Trish and Lita had a Q&A. Managed to get to speak to them. So that was really cool. Had a match later on that night. So yeah, that was a fun day. I got to meet quite a few people that day. And I was like, okay, yeah. I got to do Game Face and Smile Face with Nick Nemeth. Yeah, that was brilliant.
We can pull Mr. Ziggler at Mr. Nick Nemeth. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm going to say what I've said for all these photos. How was Ziggler? How was Mr. Nemeth?
He's so chill. He's just so chill. He looked and he says, "Oh, champ and champ." And he went, "Let's get our game faces on." There was a photo of us pulling our like proper game faces, and then he was like, "Okay, now we can have a smiley one," and that was that one. I actually got the honour to meet him again at OTT. And it was him, Joey Cabray, and another one where we were driving back to the Birmingham hotel, and he's just listening to him is just amazing. Like, you ask him anything, or if he's going off and he's like, I would do this, I'd do that. Oh, I remember this. And it was such a brilliant conversation just to sit there and listen. But yeah, it's just mental. He says he thought he had a weekend off. For some reason, this sticks to me. He thought he had a weekend off, and he was going to go and see his mum and dad. And then he said, I was so annoyed. And I went, why? And he says, well, I wasn't actually free. I'd triple booked myself. It's like, oh. So we actually, at that point, he hadn't had a free weekend for like 3 months. So that's mental to be that busy and that you don't see or do anything other than travel and wrestle. But that's incredible. But yeah, he's just so chill.
You think his schedule wouldn't be as intense? Obviously, being with WWE, everything, all the media, especially all the media him and Miz used to do, constant, it's part of the job. I get it, and they love it. But yeah, you saying that he was on, he'd been on the road that long. Yeah. It's quite incredible, really, isn't it?
But he says, like, as much as I'm annoyed that I thought I had a weekend and I don't, he says, I love it. I was like, that's mental. Like, you haven't had a day off. And it's just, he loves what he does, definitely. 100 million %. He definitely enjoys what he does. But yeah, again, like, that day was pretty cool to get to speak to the people I spoke to. And yeah, it's really good.
I'm finally going to it in a couple of weeks for Love of Wrestling. I'm doing it after. I haven't done anything wrestling related for ages.
Oh, you should. It's really good. I enjoyed it. It's my first ever one, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got a list as long as my arm. It's going to cost a lot of money, but yeah, I'm gonna have to stop myself because it could get very dangerous with how much money I'll spend on that day, on that Sunday. But yeah, very much looking forward to it. But yeah, just amazing. Love them photos and just you rubbing shoulders with people in the industry. The top people in the industry, because they are.
Yeah, they really are. They've built the foundations that we're doing. So I am quite honoured to be in that position. If you'd have told me last year that the year before, I'm still been in 2024. But if you'd have told me I'd have been doing that, I'd have laughed at you. I'd have laughed. So to now be on that side where I've met the people I've trained with the people I've trained with, had seminars with people, like, I am very, very, I'm just, there's not a word that I can explain just the whole thing. I'm just very honoured to have been done that. I'm in a very good, I've had it very good. Yeah, just some of the guys are in WWE now, TNA, and I'm looking, I'm like, wow, I remember this. And it's just incredible to be able to say, I trained with these people, or I had a seminar, or I went for a drink with these people, just something so simple. But yeah, I've loved every second.
You can tell, you really can tell, and it's just amazing. And I'm going to obviously move on to matches that are coming up. Of course, I'll do them chronologically, of course. And we've got, obviously, there's a huge match. I think it was the 14th, wasn't it, of Feb, if I'm not mistaken. And you're against Millie McKenzie. So,
yeah, it's either the 14th or the 15th of Feb. Yeah.
So yeah, just taking on Millie McKenzie.
That is a matchup. I've just waited for that. Millie was training with me when I first started. Millie, I've watched Millie go to WWE NXT. I've watched her train all over the globe, and come back. We've had many a night out, me and Mill. So to now have a match with one another, that's something else entirely. That's something that has been on the list for a while. But yeah, I can't wait. So we've trained together, we've drank together, now we fight together. So yeah.
Business is business, isn't it?
Yeah.
All that came before it doesn't matter, does it? It's going to be a total different. evening, isn't it, for the two of you? I can
Yeah.
well imagine. I can well
Yeah, it's going to
imagine.
be a different
Yeah.
one, but I'm really looking forward to that.
Amazing. And then I'm going to go on to TNT Ignition.
Yes.
In March 29th, of course, and it's Level Up. You're a women's scramble entrant in that. So yeah, TNT, obviously Ignition, fantastic there in Liverpool, and yeah, as you can see on Triller as well. You know they've had a few events now on Triller, which is a massive platform as well. So yeah, you're gonna be front and center at Level Up, Leah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. So the last time I was at Ignition was 2023. I did 2 Sirens Furies as well, I believe. So to be able to go back there now, and the growth I've had since then, I'm really looking forward to be able to just come back and show them what I can do in 2025.
Perfect. So yeah, March 29th for that one. And then we were speaking about Odyssey earlier, of course, War on the Shore. So we're going into April, Saturday the 12th of April. You're back with Odyssey, of course. You've still got the gold as well. So yeah, just back to Odyssey. I know last week you were at Odyssey as well. So yeah, just amazing. The Morecambe crowd that everyone seems to love.
Yeah, we always look forward to these. They're every couple of months, but we do look forward to being back at Morecambe because it is real in Morecambe. Yeah, this one, no idea. But yeah, 12th of April, bring it on. We're going to see some differences.
Perfect. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So loads happening for you across the country as well, isn't it? You know what I mean? Far and wide, you're getting booked. It's testament to you and your hard work. I know Sai has said for a long time, you're training everything you put into it. So just, all the best to you. Truly all the best to you. And that you can retain the title in April.
Well, that's the game.
That's what you need to do.
Yep.
You need to keep that gold.
Yes. Yep. So 486 and counting.
Fingers crossed for you. Absolutely. I would like to ask, young women coming into the business, tips and advice for them. And training is paramount because I'm hearing of people within the business from the States as well. There's a lot of untrained talent getting into the ring and they're not trained. And I know how hard you train. You go everywhere to train. Just the importance of that, but your tips and advice to the future women coming into the business.
To me, I'm very true to myself. What you see is what you get. So just be you. Very much don't change for anybody. Be even down to the wrestler is just an extension of yourself. I could not have changed anything I've done because I've been true to myself. I've been who I am. I am who I am, and I will continue to do so. I'm not going to be anything different. I'm not going to change who I am just to please. So that's one. Second, keep at it. Very much take that time as well. As much as I know it can get tiring, 100%. I was speaking to Flash Morgan Webster last week, and I said, I would like 3 training sessions a week. If I have a show, that counts as my training as well. So 2 shows, there's 2 trainings, and if I go to one of the sessions, that's what I aim for. Not everybody's going to be able to do that, and that's understandable. But if you are going to training, you're keeping yourself and the others safe, and that's all you can ask for. Train. Absolutely. But yes, remain true to yourself, train, and do take time as well, because mental exhaustion is a thing.
Perfect. No, it's good. And there's going to be plenty of people coming into the business. It's always been that way. So no, sound advice, absolutely. Leah, outside of the ring, hobbies, interests. I love coming away from wrestling for a little bit for a portion of these episodes. So it's like what you like doing outside of wrestling, because I know it's so prominent in your life, the wrestling.
Yeah, so my downtime is pretty much me in my pajamas, cup of tea and a book. I am a huge bookworm. Love them. I'm very artsy, so every now and again, I haven't done it for a while. I'll do diamond painting, which is Diamante painting by numbers, and I finished a huge one. It's nearly as tall as me. That took me a while to do. Drawing, I haven't done it in a very long time either, but yeah, mainly reading is my thing. I think I have enough now to basically say I'm a library. As Simon says, opening a can of worms.
What about authors? Some of your favourite authors and books that you've enjoyed.
George R.R. Martin. I have all the Game of Thrones. I'm still waiting for the last one. That's a sore subject. I'm recently got really into it. It's now probably topped a lot of my favourites. So Sarah J. Maas Akatar series. And I'm probably going to get the name wrong. I think it's James Green who wrote The Fault in Our Stars. I've read that I think 6-7 times over. But yeah, that's also a favourite. I can't remember who wrote my other one, but it's Beautiful Creatures, but I can't remember who wrote it. But yeah, some of the top 4 for you.
Are you opposed to reading anything wrestling? Just stay away from the wrestling autobiographies.
I can't say I haven't.
No.
I haven't read any autobiographies or anything, but one I did want was Becky Lynch's. That's one thing I've kind of got, okay. But no, I don't tend to go for autobiographies or anything, but I do have an interest in getting that, so I might. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, absolutely. What about TV? You've said about Game of Thrones, reading it. Yeah, just like TV, film stuff. What do you like watching?
If we're going on series, I do have a degree in forensics, so I watched a lot of true crime dramas. One of them, is it the Jeffrey Dahmer series that went on Netflix last year? That was really good. Criminal Minds, beautiful. The You series, stuff like that. In terms of movies, I am a Harry Potter nerd through and through. I've probably watched them hundreds of times over, so I get sick of me as well. I'll have them multiple times a year. I'll watch them for Easter, birthday, Christmas, Valentine's, New Year's. You name it, I'll watch it for.
Never gravitated to Harry Potter. I know. You're going to say what you're doing, not liking that. I remember I was on a flight to New York in 2003 with college, and the second film, it must have only just been in the cinema, but it was on the flight. I tried for about 45 minutes. I just couldn't. And people go, "Are you mad?" I was like, "Maybe I am." Maybe
I agree with them.
Maybe because I was slightly older, maybe. You know, had I been a bit younger, I might have gravitated to it. I don't know.
I've got the Hogwarts edition books as well, so I've read them a couple of times. So yeah, definitely a Harry Potter nerd me. I've sat there and I'm scripting it while I'm watching it.
Yeah,
so,
my sisters were into it. They loved it. They absolutely adored it. But yeah, I don't know. Like Lord of the Rings, couldn't get into that either. But hey ho. just one of them things.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Oh, dear.
I've put my foot in it now. Big style, but hey ho, that's it. But yeah, I'd like to ask you. We'll go back to wrestling. Your favourite Undertaker matches? I've got to ask you.
That is, Si's already laughing. I can guarantee that. But Undertaker versus Triple H with Shawn Michaels as the ref.
That's
number one.
But what if I have to pressure for a second bout of takers? And I know there's so many. I know it's tough. Classics everywhere, left, right, and centre. Classics
I can
galore.
pick so many, but I definitely like that one. But him and Shawn Michaels was also good. But yeah, like the top one is definitely that one.
Him and Brett were good together. But but Brett's my favourite. So him and Brett were fantastic. One night only in Birmingham, '97.
Yeah, was it? I'm probably going to actually get this wrong, but him versus, was it Jeff Hardy? And he shook his hand at the end of the match?
Right, but it was on a Raw.
Yeah,
it was on a Raw, and I'm going to say 2002. I think, yeah.
Yeah, that whole storyline was really good, but yeah, that specifically. But yeah, the match with Shawn Michaels as the ref was just phenomenal. And it is and will remain a favourite of mine for a very long time.
Absolutely. They had quite the There's quite the storyline them lot, and you think like the run of matches take her out of them. They had like the four WrestleManias, wasn't it? So yeah, absolutely a classic and amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, cool. What about women's matches? If just a couple that you really enjoy.
I did most recent where Rhea won her belt back, Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. I do a version of Liv Morgan's finisher, and just the way Rhea got out of that, I'm just there going, oh, look at this, and it was just so like insightful, that match for me. There was one, who was it? Her Rhea Ripley against Charlotte Flair as well. That was just brilliant. So yeah, just those two. I think there's a few, but they'll come to me a bit later.
I know. It's a tough question.
Yeah,
it's a tough one when you get when I get put on the spot and it's hard. So I could list 30, 35 matches that I love and add more onto it. So it's very, to be particular is very hard. It's very hard. Have you seen the Rumble yet? Have you had a chance?
I have.
Do you and Si watch it together?
We did. We do. We tend to watch it the day after. So Simon removed all his social media and I tried to stay away from mine. So we didn't get any spoilers, and we did actually end up doing it. Oh, that's nice.
There you go.
I do like that photo. But yeah, for me, I think Si agrees as well. I really did like the Women's Rumble, and I think that's because Bliss's return, Charlotte's return. You had a couple of from TNA, you had a couple from NXT. It was just, you didn't know what to expect with it, and I think that's what I like. I like the unexpected.
I think so. I don't think there's a lot of people happy that Charlotte got it. I've got to be honest, but that's opinions.
It'll be interesting to see where it goes. I wasn't disappointed, but it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. Because I think she's going to be put into a pretty big storyline. But I've said to Si already, I think she's going to go for a belt that she's not held before.
Right.
Just simply because she says a lot that I've held every belt in WWE. I've done this. I'm now the first ever woman to do it twice. So I think she's one that likes to do everything. So I think she'll go for a title she hasn't held.
I was shocked with Jey Uso, just with the blockbuster talent that was in there. And nobody, I don't care what anyone says, no one was picking Jey to win it. And I'm chuffed for him. My nephew, Jey's his favourite, so he's absolutely over the moon. But nobody could have called that he was winning that. What did you think?
Don't get me wrong, I wasn't disappointed in it. I was shocked by it because I was like, where are you going with that? Because they're not going to do that and not have a play. I'm kind of thinking this new WWE that we've had with all the stories and things is going to come into play. I was very much expecting Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth, one of them to win it. And when they all went out, it was like, because everybody expected one of them to go over. I think everybody had their predictions on one of those three. So when they took them out all at once, it was like the biggest, of the things. So that was, to me, that was perfect.
What are your thoughts on Logan Paul? I like to get the wrestlers. I like to get the wrestler's perspective, you see, because I've got two left feet. I say it all the time. I couldn't get in the ring. I've told Si for years I couldn't get in the ring, and they laugh about it. But you are a wrestler. You can see it from a wrestler's perspective. What do you think about him? I think this is going to be interesting. This is going to be juicy about him now.
I'm going to sound really brutal, but I don't like him. But I really hate that he's really athletic because he's very good athletic-wise, and that's what I hate, I think. I could not do that so many months into wrestling training, ever. I couldn't do that now, so many years in. But yeah, no.
Not for you. No,
but his athleticism is very, very good. So that's the only compliment. He's very good.
You brought some positives to the table about him. To be fair to you, you looked at the whole thing about him.
I think I just dislike him more because he's that good. So yeah, I just not for me.
Not for you. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Going into WrestleMania, I think Jay's going to beat Gunther. Just literally because he's beaten him that many times. It's the underdog. He's gonna get the title. I don't think they'll do a Cody from 2 years ago where he didn't get it against Roman. I just think they're going to build him up. He's been beaten that many times by him. I think Jay is going to go on and win the title. What
But
do you
is that
think?
too obvious?
I just think it's just like that underdog thing.
Yeah.
That he's been beaten. He's been beaten. It's like Sammy with Drew. I know that it's not for a title or anything,
Yeah.
but Drew keeps beating him, and he's had dastardly tactics, and he put his foot on the ropes on Raw. I just feel that's what they're going to do with Jay. That's my prediction.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what happens with that. But I reckon it's going to be pretty good. I think we're in for some shocks as well.
How about AEW? Do you catch AEW? Do you watch it?
I don't watch it religiously, but I do know some bits. I'm glad Tony Storm's back. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't follow it a lot, but I just tend to know what's going on. I'll watch and every now and again. I'll watch a match that. But yeah, some of them have been quite good. But yeah, I don't watch it as religiously as I watch.
I watch Dynamite every week, like for years, and then no, I'm the same. I think ever since Cody went, he was the liaison between talent. I just think Tony Khan needs to run the business and let his producers run the storylines and stuff. I think he's too hands-on, and it was evident to me when Cody went. He was the go-between between the talent and Tony Khan, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's not as good. But that's a personal opinion. But yeah, I don't know. It was hot. It was hot when it first came in, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not 100%. I don't know. But WWE is on the upturn, isn't it? It's it's been amazing.
Yeah, I think we've just got a whole new era of WWE at the minute, and I think it's wicked. Down to every detail, just slight details, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it at the minute.
How about Jordan Grace now being fully fledged and in the company? What are your thoughts on her?
I think that's brilliant. I popped so much when I saw her in the Rumble last year. But yeah, John Gresham is definitely going to be like. I could have pictured him behind a TV screen, but yeah, fair play to her. To see her come in and sign that, yeah, she's gonna bang some heads. I think she's gonna be good. Yeah, I think it's the best thing.
She's brilliant. She's very, very good. And obviously, the working relationship between them and TNA, which has been going on for a long time, but obviously there's been more stuff, hasn't there, more recently in the news about it. So it's good, isn't it? It wouldn't have happened on Vince's watch.
No,
it's all it's Triple H. It had to change. It had to change.
The biggest part for me.
Sorry.
I noticed when it switched was when Asuka went to her original makeup, and I was just like, they're just letting them be creative. They're just letting them go with it, and I knew then we're in for something completely different. But that's when I noticed a complete switch. Asuka coming out in her blue and white, and yeah, I was just like, this is gonna be good. But yeah, phenomenal.
It's going to be very, very good. I'm enjoying it on Netflix as well. It's been brilliant. It's been very, very good. Very, very solid. So yeah, all positive about the WWE. It's nice talking positively about WWE. Leah, before we go, just plug in your social medias, and I think obviously plug in the matches that are coming up and the events you're on. That'd be brilliant, just for the viewers and the listeners, so they can find you.
Lovely. Do you just want me to say them, or
however you'd like? The floor is yours.
So on Twitter and Instagram, it is @the_Leah Raven. This is a majority of all socials now, TikTok as well. I have the 15th, I think it is. I have Millie McKenzie at UK PW. Yes, UK PW on the 15th of Feb. And then I will be in the Scramble match at TNT Ignition on the 29th of March. Perfect. And April 12th back at Odyssey.
Yes.
As of right now, that's what we've got.
Perfect. Loads to sink your teeth into. Absolutely brilliant, and glad you're back as well.
Me too.
And yeah, and just
go. All go.
Let's add some more titles as well. get some more titles.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on Shoes Wrestling Podcast. The Empress of Anarchy is Leah Raven. And it's been fantastic having you on. Thank you for sparing the time. And yeah, all the best for 2025.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for having me.
No problem.